Welcome back to the Los Alamitos preview show. Well, certainly a trainer whose horses have been running super here the past month is trainer Mike Casselman. He won the Golden State Million Futurity with Little Talks. He's got a top contender in the Z-Wayne Griffin Directors Trial this coming Sunday with Separate Interest. Orlando Gutierrez, our Director of Marketing and Publicity, caught up with Mike Casselman to talk about Little Talks along with Separate Interest.
Well, one of the hottest trainers here at Los Alamitos, not just right now, but pretty much the entire year, has been Mike Casselman, having an outstanding season, capped by winning the Golden State Million Futurity with Little Talks. And then this Sunday, you have a pretty good older horse that's been around here for a long time, Separate Interest. Let's talk about this horse because he's running in the trials to the Champion of Champions, the Z-Wayne Griffin Directors. And last year, there weren't necessarily the trials for the Champion of Champions, but he won that race. So you got to be feeling good coming into this Sunday, right?
We're excited. Yeah, we've really enjoyed having the horse, and I know it's going to be a real tough race, but we'd sure like to qualify for the race.
And I mean, what a special horse he's got to be for your barn. You've had him since he was 2 years old.
Right.
Tell us about that, knowing a horse for so long, 4 years racing.
Right, he's been just, it was a blessing that we got the horse to start with from Kim and Lila Kessinger, and we ran him in the million and the 2 million, and they sent him back to Ruidoso to run the All-American trials, and then brought him back for his 3-year-old year, and then he went back to running the All-American Derby trials when he was 3. But he's just been the nicest horse I've ever been around, and he's good to be around, and he tries every time, and we've just had a lot of fun with him.
Now, you hear trainers saying, this horse has matured. You hear that a lot, but you've had this horse when he was 2. Now he's 5. Differences between his demeanors when he was 2 to now?
There is a difference. He's quite a bit heavier, big, stout horse. So he was a little lighter bodied when he was 2, and so he's matured quite a bit. But he'll go to stud when we're done here, and he's ready to do that. So
where at?
He'll go to the Burns Ranch. So Steve and Joe Burns bought the horse, and as soon as we're done with these next couple races, that's what his plans are. So.
Okay, so some pretty important races for his future.
Yes, it would be, a good for his resume. I'm sure.
Now let's talk about Little Talks, the winner of the Golden State Million Futurity, giving you your first ever $1 million victory. It seems like yesterday the horse won, but how you come down from that cloud?
Oh, we're still real excited about it. That was really somewhat of a relief to win a race like that. We've been close a few times and never got it done, and I really feel good for Steve and Joe. It's been a good deal.
And she's getting ready to run next week in the trials to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. How she's coming into that race?
She's doing real good. We stood her this morning. She's tracking good and doing real good, so we're excited about it.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been a mainstay here at Los Alamitos for several years now, but how did you get your start?
I got my start through Steve and Joe. I bought a horse from Steve and Joe, or named a horse originally, but we bought a third or a half of a horse from them, and it kind of snowballed from there. I was in the truck business for a long time, and always piddled with horses and did a little training on my own, and finally went into the business and just stayed at it. So now I'm full-time.
Full-time and enjoying a great meet here at Los Alamitos. Best of luck this weekend with Separate Interest and next weekend with Little Talks.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, Orlando. And Little Talk's going to be going posted in our trial a week from this coming Sunday for the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. And the way this horse finished last time out at the same 400-yard distance, Les, this horse should be very tough again.
Well, she had never run a dull race, and whenever she's clear of trouble, she's a big finisher. So I like Little Talks, how she performed in the big race of hers last. But I think Little Talks will be heard of down the road.
Well, so do I. I mean, she's going to be going posted along with a lot of good 2-year-olds in the trials for the Los Alamitos 2 Million a week from Sunday, which Les and I will talk about next week. And I keep thinking about a horse Jose Flores has. We've talked about I'm a Fearless Hero, obviously one of his good 2-year-olds. But when I watched the tape of Right Regal, who I think beat a horse we're going to talk about later on called Freakish, Right Regal galloped out huge in that last allowance win in 15:39 less. How impressed are you with Right Regal?
I remember that race very, very clearly. Yeah, this horse is a big horse that's going to really roll us along the distance. And Right Regal, you're right there, had a gigantic gallop out.
Yeah, Right Regal is one of about 3 horses Jose Flores is going to be starting. We Like Corona is another one who's been training very well. So Jose looks to be well equipped to run strong in the trials for the Los Alamitos 2 Million next week.